Hello, this is an introductory video to the Online Divorce Lawyer service. What is Online Divorce Lawyer? Well, if you would pause this video and read what is on your screen, you'll have, I think, a pretty good idea of what it is. So go ahead and pause the video right now and read what is on your screen, and then come right back when you're finished. Okay, thank you so much. And what are the components that make up Online Divorce Lawyer service? So once again, please, if you would pause this video and read what's on your screen, and then come right back to me when you're finished reading. All right, thank you. And we're going to go now to the top page of onlinedivorce.lawyer. This is the landing page to which consumers will come when they have clicked on one of our ads in our managed Google Ads campaign that is a component of the pro level of Online Divorce Lawyer service. So you can see that we have our call to action prominently displayed in two locations above the fold. If a consumer clicks on this click to call button and enters a zip code to which you have subscribed, then her call is completed over 1-800-DIVORCE directly to your office. Scroll down a little bit here and you'll see the alternative call to action, which is the web form. Again, if the consumer completes this form and enters her home 5-digit zip code, and that is one of your subscribed zip codes, then this web form will be delivered to you into your email inbox. Scroll down a little further, we have a consumer video and then a table that compares Online Divorce Lawyer service to the service provided by an online divorce mill. You can come back and review this material after you've watched this video. You'll agree with me, I think, that the comparison is quite favorable to the local Online Divorce Lawyer service. Scroll down further and we get to where we really want to go, which is to click on the For Lawyers button at the bottom of our top page, and that will take you to this page, which is designed for California lawyers to take a look at the service that we're offering here. So if you scroll down, there is the big idea. You can come back and read that. Another comparison table comparing this time the basic level of service with the pro level of service. Just by way of a brief description, the pro level of service includes everything, the whole 9 yards. The basic level of service includes only the actual uncontested divorce document preparation service, and that is billed to you if you go with the basic level of service. Each time you open an Online Divorce Lawyer account, that is billed to you at $30 per case. The basic level of service is non-exclusive, and it's not a bad level to sign up for if you are already competent and able to generate your own uncontested divorce stream of business. If not, then it's better, I would suggest, to sign up for the pro level of service, because that includes our managed Google Ads lead generation campaign. The pro level of service is exclusive. There's only one pro online divorce lawyer per marketing area. Areas are large, so it is strictly subject to prior subscription by one of your local colleagues. If we scroll down further here, and again, you can come back and review all of this material. This is a list of the documents included in the uncontested divorce document preparation service. That's me. You can come back and read about me if you want, but right now we want to get down to the bottom here, where you can see that we have two Sandbox accounts, one at the basic level and one at the pro level. You can log in to one of these four login portals. These two are for the client login, these two are for the lawyer login. So it's fairly self-explanatory. I'm going to spend most of this video on the pro level of service, but I'm going to go very briefly here to show you the basic level client login portal. So you can see that when your client on the basic level of ODL comes to this login screen, she will see the Online Divorce Lawyer logo, top and bottom. And when she logs in, she and you will notice that suddenly this does become a white label document preparation service. Everywhere that your client looks, she will see your logo, your phone number, your firm name, your coloration, the look and feel that matches your own firm's website. However, because the basic level of service is non-exclusive, keep in mind that other lawyers will be having their clients access this client login portal. Also, your client won't know that. Your client will think that you are Online Divorce Lawyer. So I just wanted to point out that minor discrepancy between the basic and pro levels of document preparation service. Okay, let's go to the pro level landing page. Robert I. Powell, by the way, is not a real attorney. He's a friend of mine who consented to the use of his name. This is the landing page to which you would send your clients. We will try to make this look like an extension of your firm's website. It'll be the look and feel, photograph if you wish. Your own blurb will be here, all of your information. You can see this is 100% white label. Contact form. And if your client clicks here, by clicking on the home button, she will be taken back to your firm's website. Robert I. Powell doesn't have a website, so it just takes us to that page there, but that's what that is for. Your client would then click login here. She would enter, if I can remember, the password. And as you can see, this is all white label. It looks entirely proprietary to you, which of course it is. Okay, this is the welcome page. Each page in the interview has an appropriate welcome message here. The client can see her case progress as well as her interview progress here. And of course you can come back to our Sandbox accounts and spend a little more time than I'm going to right now. On the left side of the screen in the client menu, you will see all of the pages of the interview. When your client first logs in, here where it says continue interview, it will actually say begin interview. She would click on begin interview, and that would take her to the first interview page, which once again, this is the last time I'll say it, you can come back and review all of these pages at your leisure after you've watched this video. There are basically two ways for your client to navigate through this menu. She can either click on the one of the two next buttons, one top, one bottom on each page, and go to the next page in sequence. That's the preferred way to do it, but people sometimes aren't that organized. The interview allows the client to jump around as much as possible within the interview. Towards the end of the interview, more of these pages rely on information entered earlier, and accordingly, let's say that your client logged in, completed her name and address, and then jumped immediately to one of the child support pages, which is a typical thing for them to do. Everything looks fine now, but had she done that without filling in all of this information, then she would have received a message that says, you've gone too fast, go back, fill in this page, and this page. So she can either navigate with the next buttons, or she can actually jump to each individual page just by clicking on its link in the menu on the left side of her screen. Each interview page has a box next to it, a little check box. When there's a check in that box, your client can tell that she has already completed that page. If there is no check in the box, then she knows that there is something that needs to be completed on that page. And of course, I've left this page blank just for the purposes of this video. If she clicks on, she can either get to the spouse partner's address page by clicking on this link, or she can click on continue interview, and that will take her to the first page that needs some attention. When she gets to that page, because she's been here before, it will tell her at the top what's missing. And what's missing is her husband's residential state, which is California, and zip code. And this is a very common event here, is that she's forgotten her husband's zip code, so she's gone to find it. Pretty sure that's a San Jose zip code. This is the mailing address down here. If the residential and mailing are the same, you can copy the top to the bottom just by clicking on that box. Okay, and then you'll notice that when she clicks the next button, all of the data she's just entered is saved. Your client does not, by the way, have to complete the interview in one session. We find that the average consumer will do so in perhaps 3 or 5 sessions across 2, 3, 4 days. So now you can see there's a check in that box, and she is good to go. Her next step will be to check the interview. She clicks right here. And 3 things are happening on this page. First of all, it checks to make sure that her interview is complete. It is. Secondly, it checks to make sure that there are no time-critical issues. There are none in this case. An example of what one might be would be, let's say that a 17-year-old minor child is about to become an 18-year-old child. That makes a difference in some circumstances, so she would be warned about that. The third and final thing is at the bottom here. We don't know how long ago the client has completed the interview. In this particular case, it was 10 seconds ago, but it could be 10 weeks or 10 months ago. So we ask the client before they complete to read all of these important issues and make sure that nothing has changed and that we are still good on the pregnancy situation, residency, military status, and no passing of any minor child in the interim. These are all case specific, so they do change from case to case. Next thing she will do is click on Proceed to Attorney Document Review. When she does that, she will read this message. Simultaneously, you will be receiving an email that tells you that the client has completed the interview and is ready to proceed to the next batch, to the next step, which would be for you to download her first batch of documents to be filed at court. Okay, I want to go back here to, okay, this is the client login portal on the pro level of service. We just logged in here a few minutes ago, you'll remember. And there is a secret on this page. If you put your cursor down over the footer, you'll notice that it's a link. If you click on that link, it will come to now the lawyer login portal. What happens if somebody chances upon that link and comes to your lawyer login page? Nothing will happen because, of course, they don't have your lawyer password. Okay, so let me demonstrate a couple of things here quickly. We're going to log in. You have two paths from the lawyer login page. One is to the download panel and the other is to the control panel. We'll come to the control panel in a short while. In fact, we'll probably navigate to the control panel from the download panel. Just remember that there's another path to the control panel directly from the lawyer login page here. For the time being, we're going to go right here. And this is the download panel. At appropriate stages during the case, you will have entered the case number, the date of filing, the date of jurisdiction. As we move to subsequent batches of documents, that data is needed. However, it is not mandatory. This allows you to go ahead and prematurely download the second and third batches of documents. You can then go back later on and enter the case number, date of filing, date of jurisdiction as the case may be, and print out again. Okay, so it's just not mandatory to do that, but here is where you could do it. You click the button to save anything that you've entered. In regular dissolutions, there are 3 batches of documents. In summary dissolution, there's 1. I'm not going to touch on summary dissolution in this video. It's pretty simple to do. Here, there are 3 batches. You can download these 3 batches individually. I will do that in a moment, but before I do, I want to demonstrate over here. Oh, let me demonstrate one other thing. Also, when you click on Client's Interview, you can open up the Client's page-by-page interview here. You can go to any page where you suspect something might be wrong or you want to check something. You can see that the employment page is complete. Click one of the back buttons and it takes you right back to where you were. Do want to show you under the document download section, you can do a batch download, right? Clicking that is exactly the same as clicking that. There's no difference. You can just do it on the drop down or you can do it in the menu. But I did want to show that not only can you do batch downloads, which is the preferred way to go through, but let's say that you've tip copy on the summons, or your dog is chewed on the summons or something like that. You can come right back here, click on summons, download the form, and that downloads to your machine in the Adobe PDF format. 3 copies of the summons already fully completed and ready to be filed. Okay, back to, this is the summons page. Let's go back to the welcome page. That's the download panel, and I want to demonstrate a batch download. So let's go here. We'll download the first batch. That's the filing batch. Summons petition, property declarations if appropriate, and declaration under Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction Act if appropriate. Okay. There's a bunch of other stuff here that basically just tells you to make sure that you have your printer turned on. When you click that, all of this stuff here opens up in another window over here. So we can just X out of that. This happens to be a Los Angeles case. Let's scroll down a little bit here. Again, you can come back and look at all this stuff. Everything is nicely completed. It's done real well, even if I say it myself. The standard of completion of the documents is top-notch, as you can see, and we will customize the data entry here to your own specs. If there's something that a particular way that you want to see a particular document completed, that's fine. It's not a problem. Let us know. Sometimes it'll take us a day or two to get that squared away, but you can see from what's on your screen here that it's all very professional looking, and though I say it myself, well done. So let's back out of that, and I think that there is one more thing I want to show you on here. You can see that from this tip that the marital settlement agreement is under the document downloads. Come back over here, click that. You can see the marital settlement agreement. All of our other documents, judicial council and local county, are downloaded in the very popular Adobe PDF format. The marital settlement agreement is downloadable in the even more popular Microsoft Word format. And it just takes a few seconds to download. My internet connection seems a little bit slow today, but okay, and there it is. Enable editing, and there is your fully editable marital settlement agreement containing all of the data of your client. Now, one proviso I would like to make here, just by way of full disclosure, as common sense tells you, every single aspect of married human life cannot be computer programmed into a marital settlement agreement. So I would estimate that when you download your MSA, in an average MSA, you're going to be something like 90 to 95% done. You are going to have to go through here manually and add certain things. This client neglected to enter her legal description, so you would have to go through here and enter the legal description of the real estate right there, the last 4 digits of these account numbers. So keep in mind that there is a little bit of manual work to be done on marital settlement agreements. Okay, let me see what else. Okay, let's go back. Let's log out back to the lawyer login page. You'll remember that back on the client login page, there was a trick footer. You put your cursor over the footer, it becomes a link, and if you click it, you get to this page. Well, on the lawyer login page, there is another trick in the footer. Again, you click on it, and this is what you will do each and every time you sign up an ODL client. Every time you are retained, or if it's a pro se limited representation deal, every time you're hired and you get paid, this is the first thing you will do after you get paid by that client. You will come to this page, you will click on the footer, and you get to the ODL account creation page. Okay, I'm going to run through this real quickly here. I barely remember what his password is. You assign the client's password. You enter the client's email address. I'm going to enter my personal email here just for the time being. It's already in there. On a case-by-case basis, you can select here whether you're going to be the attorney of record or will this be a limited representation case. It defaults to limited representation. You can also change it later on in the control panel that I was telling you about that I forgot to go back to. I'll do that shortly. Okay, and then when you're ready to create this new client's account, you simply click on that button. That'll get you to a success page, which provides your new client's user ID and password. This is the email address I've used for the Robert I. Powell law firm. This, if you'll remember, was the client's email address. And then when you can go back to your lawyer login page here. In fact, I do want to do that because I forgot to, that's the client login. I forgot to show you the control panel, which I'd really like to do. You'll remember when we went through here before, I was going to show you the control panel from the download panel. I forgot about that. So let's just log back in directly to the control panel this time. However, I do want to show you, you can click here and go to the download panel. Remember that? And then you can go back by clicking on the control panel up here. The control panel is really the nerve center of the case. It displays a lot of information. Lower right, you can once again change any of this data in the client's interview. A lot of important data, as you can see, is displayed here anyway. Down here we have an on-the-fly child support guideline what-if formula. You can see that the guideline is represented here and here, but let's just say that your client has just told you that her spouse is about to get a pay raise. So you could enter that pay raise in here and compute, and that will show you the delta in the guideline amount. You'll notice that the original guideline remains here, and now because the respondent's income has gone from whatever it was to this, petitioner's net income remained the same, petitioner's percentage of primary physical custody remained the same. You can change that too if you want. You can really play, you know, pretty much any what-if game here, and it tells you that figures entered here are not saved, right? So these figures here now will not be saved to the database. The figures in the database remain these here. But you can now compute based upon the change in the percentage, and you can see that because she lost about 40 percentage points, she's lost a chunk of guideline support also. Let's see, what else is important here? You know, I think that's probably about it. A lot of this stuff is self-explanatory. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've covered everything. Bear with me for a moment. Oh, here we go. Upper right in your control panel, it's not a bad idea maybe once a week or once a month to go and take a look at all of your ODL cases. Now, all of these cases are just fake cases that I've entered for testing purposes, but bear in mind, obviously, that as the case progresses, this data would be full or near full. And so this is a good thing to do periodically. You can also download that in PDF format to your computer, and then and you can select how many cases are displayed 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, or all. In terms of leads, remember I told you get leads either by 1-800-DIVORCE or by web form submission to your inbox. You can click on Show My Leads. Let's just take this last month. Okay, no phone call leads during that month. If there were phone call leads, they'd be displayed here, of course. These are web form submissions, and you can also download either the phone leads or form leads report to your PC. Okay, I really now do think that is about it. And I thank you for watching and listening, and I hope this has been instructive. And if this makes sense to you as an additional source of business in your family law practice, then we should talk. Give me a call on 1-800-PETER-O. That's 1-800-PETER-OH. And we can discuss at that point. Please do remember that the pro level of service is strictly subject to prior sale. We're only going to have about 40 or 50 California lawyers on the pro level. So if this is of interest, please get a hold of me and we can discuss that. And okay, that's it. Again, thanks for listening.